Good afternoon, YouTube. Out here on another bike ride. So yeah, this is one of the streams that comes down from Bello Ridge, which is about 1,500 vertical feet up. On the ridge, there's Bello Road comes up, and then right before the gate on the road, there's a little trail called the Water Wheel Creek Trail. And it comes off the road, and then it dips into the headwaters of this creek. And then a little farther up, there's a second creek that it goes into. And then at the end of the trail, it dips into the headwaters of Gold Mine Creek. That one has a name, but the creek over there and this creek don't have names, but it's called the Water Wheel Creek Trail. Now this creek here rarely has water. Only in the wettest years does this creek or little stream here have any water going in it. This one flows down to Stevens Creek. It goes across the trail here and down. This is the old original canyon trail. This was the branch of the canyon trail they built around 1990 to bypass this section. And I believe this section is an old Jeep road or maybe a ranch road that came down from the top of the canyon, because this is an old road here, although it's just called the Canyon Trail now, but it's obviously an old road. According to all the USGS maps and the OSM topo map, there's this creek, and then the creek up there is supposed to flow down here and into this creek, but there's nothing that comes in from here. I'll shoot a couple more clips farther up here. If you looked at the topo map, you would swear that there's a creek here, because the terrain all runs downhill. You know, it's higher up there, it's lower down here. There's a big gully here, but this gully, I believe, was caused by two sections of the San Andreas Fault. There's probably a branch that runs up here, and then the main branch runs up where the creek is. And I believe this is a block of bedrock in between there. And this whole section has just tilted down and slid off of the hills up here. So this used to be flat across here, and the land just sunk here and left this whole sunken area that looks like it was carved by a stream. You can see right here, the trail goes up and then it goes down. Yeah, so you can see up here, the trail goes down and then it goes up here, and then it actually goes down another little dip. Farther up the canyon, there's a couple more of these features, and up above, there's water in them. And they call these Sag Ponds, S-A-G ponds, and it's where the fault has caused the land to drop and create a bowl. And if there's a source of water, it'll fill up with water and make a sag pond. Let's go up there and I'll take a look farther up. Okay, yeah, the canyon trail comes up there, and then yeah, it drops down into this little bowl here. If there were a source of water, this would be a sag pond. This would be full of water in here. There are one or two actual sag ponds up higher on the trail, up towards the top at Page Mill Road. This gets to be quite a mud bog in wet years. You have to actually go around the outside of it, because it's like about 50 feet of just bottomless mud. But according to USGS, there's a creek right here, and it flows uphill. I think this hillside used to be level, and it just tilted down. This face here slid down the fault and left this block here. So that's the only thing I can think of here that would cause this, because there's this block here that's about a half-mile long, and it's pretty high. There's kind of a little peak here. This is sort of the high point, and then it tapers down that way and runs into the creek. And then this goes down to the Table Mountain Trail. And then this whole side up here looks like a lot of slide debris. When we get up to the top end here, you can really see the slide debris that has come down. So let's go up there and take a look. So yeah, here we are at the top of the steep climb here. This is a pretty steep section. It's like 42% gradient. According to all the USGS topo maps, there's a stream right there. You can clearly see down at the end, it's just a dry trail. I mean, there's runoff here when it rains, but the creek is actually way over here where it comes down. This is where the creek comes down from Bello Ridge. But yeah, this whole area here kind of looks like there's been slide debris coming down and just kind of stopping here in this low area. There's big boulders and just piles of dirt and kind of really uneven terrain. This stream here is a fair bit bigger than the one below, and you can see it goes that way. USGS says it comes down and makes a turn and goes down this way. I don't think it's ever flowed that way. Or the only thing I can figure is maybe a long time ago the creek might have flowed that way and then a slide came down and blocked this here and diverted the stream over there. But that's where that little waterfall that I shot a video of a couple weeks ago is down there. The map that is closest to reality is the 1897 map, and that shows the creek coming down the hill and going that way into Stevens Creek. There's a big hill in the way, but all the modern USGS maps show the creek going that way. 1897 shows it going that way, and in reality, it's going that way. The ironic thing is, if you go about 15 or 20 miles kind of in that direction as the crow flies, you will come to the USGS West Coast campus in Menlo Park, and I'm sure people that work there come up on these trails and probably go along here, and they don't even realize their own maps are in error. They need to resurvey their maps. I don't know how that gets done. The hillshade map, on the other hand, shows this canyon going down that way, clear as day. So I don't know if they're going to be using that 3D EP data to redraw some of their maps. Maybe that's part of the plan, because those two maps, if you put the hillshade map on, you see this canyon going that way. If you turn the hillshade off, you see the creek going down this way. Yeah, I'm hoping with that 3D LiDAR data that they come in and maybe correct some of these old maps. The problem is they can't really use like satellite imagery in here because you can't see the ground with all the tree cover. I am calling this Water Wheel Creek because this is the middle creek. There's the three creeks that the Water Wheel Creek Trail crosses. There's the one back there, there's this one, and then the one up here is called Gold Mine Creek. It's got a name. This one's right in the middle, and it's probably the one that has the most water flowing in it. So based on that, I will call this Water Wheel Creek. According to USGS, this doesn't exist here. There isn't a creek here, and there isn't a waterfall down there. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that. Kind of a mystery. So I'll cut in some pictures of some of the old maps and show you which way the creek flows, and then I'll show you this block here. a single map doesn't show everything. Actually, that's why I like that hillshade map, because it shows what's on the ground. And then you can come out here and see what's really here, not what the topo map shows. So yeah, anyway, I thought I'd show you that kind of oddity. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. And as always, thanks for watching.